What I'm planning to do here today is kit bash this. This is a great little mast setup that I bought from N-scenics, and I built it and I was really pleased with it. It's a telephone mast, as you can see. But when I come to put it where I wanted to put it on my layout, it was too thick. So I need a more low relief version of this. I did contact, I think it's Tom at N-scenics, if they did a low relief version of it, but they don't. So I'm forced to kit bash it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to split it down the axis there through those round sections there. Split it right up the middle, both sides. So in effect, I'll part it in two, and I'll have two low relief versions of this. Some of these antennas and things like that, or arrays, I might have to take off, but there are spares, and I can make up two finished articles. So what I plan to do now is I'm going to try and remove this box section, which I've glued on in a couple of places, and then split it down the middle. Because once it's split, it'll have no support. If you imagine, it won't have this at the back to support it all. It'll be all loose. So this was an extension that came with it. And what I'll do is I'll take that back apart again, hopefully, and I'll use that in sections up the back to support it all. I should be able to make enough to support the two halves. So watch this space. I won't leave it running on the video because I've got a feeling it's going to be extremely fiddly, and there'll be lots of one step back to make two steps forward, if you know what I'm saying. So next time you see, I'll have split this and we'll be at the next stage. Okay. Right, I've managed to get the tower out of the box, and man, that was fiddly, and I had to be really careful with that. So far so good. I think I've damaged a little bit there, but I can easily glue that back together. So now the next part is cut this down the middle and then reinforce it with the parts of this. So get back to you in a sec. At the stage we're at now, you can see I've split the actual mast into two. I'm now going to make two narrower boxes. So that's where we are with that. I've split that extension piece into four flat pieces, so that if I show you that, I'll be able to maybe split them into threes. As you can see, there's 6 sections to each one. If I split it into 3, so I can put 3 at the bottom there, maybe miss one out, then another 3, miss one out, another 3, miss one out. So that means I'll be able to spread the supports all the way up to the top. I'll make 2 of those. The next part, in fact, I'll do that as a job and then approach that fresh, because this is going to take a whole new way of doing it. I'm not sure how I'm going to do that, but that's going to be really fiddly, that one, because where I want to cut is the center, and it's right in the middle of one of the bars. So I'm going to lose a bar to one side or the other, or one half or the other. But what I'll do now is I'll make this up and show you. Right, I've done one half, and man, that was fiddly. I cut the back sections into 2, as you see, and put them in 3s there and left the middle out. So that's stretched up, so that is going to fit. That'll be the face you see. It's not perfect, and it was really fiddly. It took me ages to do just that one. I'm hoping the second one, because I've got into it, might take me a bit less time, but I'm persevering, and I can see the light at the end of the tunnel with that. So I'll carry on, I'll do the other length, and then I'll be starting on this little baby here. God knows how that's going to turn out. Right, well, that's the second one done. It took only a little bit less time. It's just so incredibly fiddly, but I'm hoping it's going to be worthwhile, because this, when it's done, is going to hide a join in my back seam, or a couple of joins in the back seam, and I think it'll do the job. So that looks quite good. There's the other one. I'm not too bothered if they're a little bit out of shape, because I think I'm going to glue them in place, and I can perhaps straighten them up there. Not a bad job, I don't think. I think I'm all right. So put that to one side. So now I'm going to be cutting this in half, and then if I have to, reinforce it once it's done. I'm sorry about the lighting. My rechargeable ring light on my camera went flat, so I'm just having to use a little side lamp here, and I'll get away with that, I think. That's the cage cut into two parts, and some of it come apart while I was cutting it, but I've managed to glue it back together so that it's regained some of its strength and shape. So now what I've got to do is get my mast and stick that on, and then add a few more of these parts here onto this side, and do the same on the other. And I've got two masts out of the one, so I'll crack on with that. There is the finished article. I think that's really good. Low profile. I think that looks great, and that's going to look really good against the back seam, and I'll show you that when it's done as well, because I'll be putting that up sometime tomorrow maybe. I'll just put that to one side, and I'm going to now complete the other one. So I've got two. I think I'm nearly there. So out of the one, I've now made two, and I think they'll look great against the back seam, and hopefully, because I've done them low profile, they'll fit. So let's see what they look like up tomorrow. At this point, I would consider that a result. So see you next time when I put them up. Okay, bye. Hi everybody, just a quick update on the fitting of the mast to hide the join in the back seam. I've just put that coach there to run it past to see if it clear it. I might have to adjust the bottom of the bottom, say 2 or 3 inches of the mast, just to make sure there, because it is a bit of a tight squeeze there. But it should be a little bit better over there. So I'll just get back to you in a second, and when I'm going to hot glue them on, just to save messing about, and I'll speak to you in a sec. That, I think, looks great. It does exactly what it says on the tin. And that one there looks good. So I've got two masts hiding the join, and I think it works very well. Result.